know you've made it to the most important place you need to be this evening. All the way back. That's how you know you've made it.
And we're live.
Left with such regret, always told lies to forget. You always said that I don't believe in you. Swear you shouldn't believe in stubbornness in you that you won't give up. Always affection, always with love. Just leave me at the station, you know she'll cheer me up. Money colors turns to velvet dust. I'll slow dance you until the needle stops. In the morning breeze, blowing and I'm gone. She's at the party just down the hall. She's sat there waiting for your call. She's at the party just down the hall. She's sat there waiting for your call.
Thank you.
Right. Good evening, Waybackers. Good evening. My name is Adam Carter. You have landed on the Wayback Sessions. Thanks for spending your Thursday evening with us. If you are new to the program, welcome. And hey, if you are returning, we love to see you guys every week. You know how this goes. There is a donation link in the descriptions of this video if you are so inclined to support live music, tonight's band, the Wayback Sessions. However, we ask you at a minimum, if you are enjoying yourself, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Everything helps. Now, we will be checking in all night with Studio B, so feel free to type in any comments, concerns, if you want to make fun of the band, and, well, I guess me, but I'd rather you make fun of the band. Toss it in there. So a couple of things to hit right now. I want to call out Jake in Studio B. He's been doing an amazing job all season. We're so excited to have him back with us. We've been missing him since the last show, so we're glad to have him back in here. Now, there's one other thing I want to bring to everybody's attention. We had some really exciting news happen today. We've had this matching donation with all of you Waybackers on the website, thewaybacksessions.com. We've had a lot of people that are supporting and doing and helping us do what we do every week. Now, we had a foundation called the Green Canoe Foundation. Interestingly enough, their website will be launching tomorrow. The reason I bring them up is they were the ones that gave us a challenge to have a $5,000 match. We have met that $5,000 match. Thankful to all of you Waybackers and supporters out there. And I do want to bring up the Green Canoe Foundation because they're doing some amazing things out there. And I beg for you to go and check out their website when it launches tomorrow, greencanoefoundation.org. And just so you know what they do, the Green Canoe Foundation supports communities who care for others. That's part of where we slip into working with them. They create change and conserve resources with a focus on the arts, music, and plant-based healing and preventing Earth's indispensable natural treasures. Care, create, and conserve. The Green Canoe Foundation, we couldn't be more grateful for them to be on board and for all of you Waybackers because you guys are the ones that helped us reach this goal. So, enough of that. You can go to the website, you can donate, you can chat, all that fun stuff. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce tonight's band. We have DeathPop in the house. DeathPop, good evening. Hello, guys.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
so,
us.
from left to right, Waybackers, here we go. We've got Chase on bass.
Your left. That makes more sense.
My left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Carlos is over there. But yeah, I'm Chase.
We've got Mr. David Nelson
Hello.
on guitar. We've got Joel on guitar and vocals. Hello. We've got Carlos on drums. It's such a pleasure to have you guys in the room. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So do you know how we became associated?
David Rhodes.
Yeah.
Shout out to David Rhodes. Love that guy.
Shout out to David Rhodes. You know, I get asked all the time how we get the bands in here, and there's 100 different ways that it does happen. But one is through our trusted waybackers like David Rhodes. And you rarely get a call saying, hey, check these guys out. But sometimes you do, and you go, I guess I need to pay attention. And now you are in the room.
Thank you.
So, yeah, how's it sounding to you guys so far? What were you going to say, David?
Oh, I was just going to say shout out to David Rhodes again. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sounds great too.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
You know what I forgot to hit on earlier is I think maybe Waybackers, you guys at home, haven't been able to get to it. It's in a little bit strange spot, but I think we will play the Bob Ross action figure game tonight. There is a Bob Ross action figure behind the bands.
It's kind of unfair. I actually already
Okay,
spotted
and
it.
I had a
Yeah.
feeling. I was watching it, and that's okay. You can keep that from the audience and the band, or you can start doing, little teasers there if you want. I don't know.
Yeah,
It might.
I'm still oblivious, so
Yeah, Carlos kind of has a tough spot over there.
He does.
kinda
Now,
hard to
Carlos,
look for something.
well, look, you're
There's
giving
your-
things
there's your
away,
first
but those are the
hints, yeah.
hints. Now, the Waybackers, now you've got hints. So you guys, DeathPop is a band that you guys were about to pop.
It's in the name.
It's in the name. You're about to pop in 2020, and then something happened with the world, and that prevented you from exercising those visions the way that you thought. So what I want to know is, how do you feel that time away from live performance and pushing that angle fed into the ability to develop DeathPop to what you've got today?
I'll start on that one.
Yeah.
I think that right before we were about to start playing live shows, that's when the world shut down. And so our first introduction into live settings as this group was the weirdest possible time. And so that really, I think, kind of made us focus on what we were doing a little more rather than just just going and kind of taking it for granted a little bit. It made us appreciate a lot more being able to be in a room of people and play music for people. And so I think that's really, really improved the way that we look at performing for others.
I was hoping I'd hear something like that. I kind of expected it. Did it give you time to hone in on what you were doing and really just deep dive on some things without being distracted?
That's what I was going to say. I think the most is it gave us a ton of time to just get a ton of new music and really tighten up our set better than I think we would have if we would have just started jumping into it and doing it right away. Led us to a lot of practice.
Yes. I want to talk about a lot more of this, but before we do, I'm going to say, more music, please. Anybody got more songs?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the show is yours. I'll see you in a little while.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we got another one for you.
This one's a new one.
Thank you.
You guys, sounding good. What do you think? How's it sounding out there to you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds
Loving it.
nice.
Sounds great. Thank
You
you.
feeling good?
Yeah, we have a new batch of songs that we're working on right now, and that's, I think, my favorite one.
And that's out of the new.
No, it's unreleased still.
Right.
Right. New. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the working.
Our
yeah.
new music is still
The
regular
optimum-
new.
The optimum double on. Yeah. We got the new stuff. We got the new stuff. And the new stuff is what. Has that song been played out before?
Once. Twice?
Twice.
Twice.
You denied us a world debut?
The first
Well-
time was the day after we wrote the song. And it
yeah.
really came together quickly. So
Yeah.
I love that one.
Well, why don't you? We're gonna check in with Studio B here in a minute, and I had some stuff to like jump in there. But why don't you speak to that real quick? You wrote the tune and then you played it the next day. I never feel like I have something as mature as it needs to be to share that quickly. However, it does. It's been known to happen.
Yeah, I think our writing style is finally getting solidified in a really cool way. In a really, really cool way, our writing style is getting solidified. It's cool because things are really happening naturally in a way that they maybe didn't as much for the first project that we did. That one was just pieced together over so long. And then now things are really just starting to like, Joel has an idea and then 30 minutes later, we're playing something like this.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
it seems like you guys are really meshed well and reading and working off of each other.
That's probably one of the biggest benefits of when we started in the middle of that pandemic,
Yeah.
because we really just got to spend a bunch of time with each other.
Yeah.
And
No, that's why I brought it up, because I I found it to be a highly creative period, not for only myself, but a lot of people that I knew. So I figured we were going to go down that path. Hey, Studio B, can you hear me out there in Chit Chat Land?
I can.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
All right.
Hey.
What's going on? What do you have to report?
Well, I asked the audience if they had any questions, and they
Did
do.
they? Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I love this one. Mom Nelson asked DP what they want for dinner.
She
thought
makes
that
a
was cute.
great meatloaf.
Mac and cheese, mac and cheese.
Okay, they want mac and cheese, but I love meatloaf.
Look,
David Rose, how did David become a gear snob?
I was never snobby about it, was I?
I don't think so.
on.
Well, you know what? We've chatted a bit about gear, and you haven't seemed too snobbish. I mean, we're all gear junkies in our own
It's just
way.
because there's cameras here.
Oh, is that the truth?
Yeah. It's the cameras. It's the cameras.
Studio B?
Let's see. Becky, Kay, Doreen. Oh, well, never mind. They're talking about football.
Are they talking about football? Look,
Yeah,
you know,
I love that people talk into
I just
the
appreciate.
chat. It's really great.
I just appreciate that you guys are watching and you are multitasking. We appreciate the love a whole lot.
Wait, let's see. Threat guys are great. You can totally tell they've been working together for a while now. I think she meant these guys are great. Oh, well. Okay. You can
Thank you.
totally tell they've been working together for a while now. Sydney
I
Hayden,
agree.
what's been DP's most memorable gig?
And so you know, I love it when this happens because might have been one of my questions. But yeah,
And then I have
Stole
one
it
more.
right out
I
of
would
your
like. I
hands.
would like to hear the answer to that. though.
Chase, you want to start?
Oh, don't blame me. Oh man, I feel like we're all gonna have such different answers.
Then we have four.
I
answers.
feel like the one that sticks out to me the most, we did when you guys were living in Tempe. We played a house show. We had a few other bands, and after the second act, we got bussed by the cops. Had to move inside, and it definitely wasn't our like best show. You know what I mean? Like, but it was so fun. It was like 50 people crammed into a living
room?
that we that was our practice space. So that was also super cool. Like having everyone in there where we normally practice for like a year or so.
I love the resurgence.
David
of that,
Rhodes
'cause-
says he was there.
That was
Ha,
very-
ha.
that was-
Yes,
that was-
right.
Wait,
Right. I was hoping to segue.
I was going to
into
say that
telling
has to be my
story.
favorite show too, because that's the show we met David Rose at.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Perfect.
It's tough. We've done a lot of really cool shows over the past couple of years, but I'd say when we played in Salt Lake City,
Yeah.
that's probably my favorite.
You
that
guys
we've
were
done.
on
Yeah, we
tour.
went on our first tour.
Yeah.
Summer of Love.
Summer of Love tour, yeah.
How'd that whole tour go?
It was good. We lost a lot of money, but
It's been known to happen.
yeah, it was worth it. It was a
Yeah.
great experience. Met a
Check
lot
that
of
off
great
the bucket
bands.
list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely bucket list item.
Studio B, was there more?
Yeah, there
have
was
another?
one more. There was Sydney Hayden said, I'm probably one of DeathPop's biggest fans for sure. But we also have Grayson Collard said, I have a question. What bands do you take inspiration from or even genres
Can
of
I just say,
music?
I love you, Grayson. She's one of my students.
We
She's
love
one-
you,
She's one of
Grayson.
my she's one of my senior students, and
Oh, Grayson, thanks for
Yeah.
piping in and tuning in, first of all.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And great question because that's something I usually gravitate towards. So we're just getting into it, and I love it when the audience takes over. So, Carlos, answer.
Wait, what was the question again? I got
So-
I got really distracted by it.
So what bands do you take inspiration from or genres of music do you take inspiration from?
So I'm kind of the black sheep of the band as far as inspirations go. So we tend to be more inspired by things like just like indie stuff, you know, real estate, dive, that kind of stuff. But I also, I grew up, and I hate to admit it sometimes, but I'm still on like the Fall Out Boy train and all of that kind of stuff, you know, and some of those like bands from the early 2000s that really just inspired me. That's where I got a lot of my love for music, and that's where a lot of my inspiration for how I create drum sounds and stuff comes from. So probably those bands.
Never goes away.
Oh yeah.
Never goes away. Wow, great answer, Studio B.
All right, that was.
Should we just let the audience run the rest of the
I
show?
know
mean,
they're
they
so
can.
great. I love you guys. Jacob, a man after my own heart. Love some reverb. So, so joy. Inside joke. Sydney, another question. How has DP prepared for the chance they blow up? Well,
We
in
have
a-
not.
Okay.
We're not counting on it.
Yeah. If it happens, it happens.
If it happens,
It's
yes.
more for just making music. It's
Yeah.
more fun, you know?
the love of the art, right?
Exactly.
That's
Yeah, you
why
can't
we-
count on blowing up.
It's why we all do this,
But what's-
including.
What's really cool, though, I mean, is that it's been consistent growth rather than like, oh, this song took off or whatever. I mean, we started off and our first 2 singles ever took like a year and 2 months to like reach 1,000 streams.
Yeah.
And so now we're approaching, I think it's 80,000 total on.
Yeah, I saw
on
that. I think
Spotify.
today on Instagram, I saw that.
Yeah.
You guys post
and
that.
It's really cool because it's like gradual.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
And it is gradual. It's, honest and good.
Well, the fans are loving it, so are we, and that's all I have on the chat right now.
Okay, so I'm going to jump into a couple of things. I'm going to jump in. Thank you, Studio B. Kat, you know what? I don't speak enough about Studio B and Jake and Kat over there. Well done, Studio B. You guys are always killing it back there. Woo! So, DeathPop. I don't know if I'm jumping ahead of something or whatever's going on, but is your website launched? Is it live? Can people actually go there? Because
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
It should be good to go, right?
Yeah, it's good to go. We just did like a major overhaul of it, and there might be a few things that are, the shows page might have some old shows on it, but other than that, deathpopmusic.com is
It is
officially live. Yeah.
I don't know why I felt that hadn't been fully conceived and I had an insider's look. You should have let me just
You
feel
kinda
that
did,
way.
yeah.
No,
No,
But
you did.
now
We've
I'm
been
feeling,
meaning to.
Yeah,
to-
I mean, we haven't made the official announcement yet, so
So can we make it now?
Yep.
yeah,
Let's do it.
deathpopmusic.com is live.
DeathPopmusic.com
Buy our
is
merch.
live. You heard it here first. Now, the reason that I bring it up is there's a lot of really great stuff on that site. It's well put together, lots of information to glean about you guys in the background. I was happy to read it, and again, I thought I was the only one, and it wasn't live.
You probably, honestly, you
Whatever.
probably were the
Yeah.
only person that's seen that.
So far, it's brand new,
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I totally lost track of everything I was doing. So let's talk about the website now, but it kind of jumps ahead into stuff. So I'm going to go backwards. We're not going to talk about the website. We're going to talk about the website later. Cool. Because I really wanted to get into something else about. You guys released a new EP just a few weeks ago, November 10th, something like that. The Water Will Dry. I did want to, talk about the sound you guys are going for. And do I understand correctly that you guys feel that you're always trying to reinvent and push boundaries? That was something I read.
Definitely.
So what does that mean to you when you write that and you put it down? What does that mean to you in the evolution of the band in such a short span of time?
You want to take that? I can take that. I think it's just, we have a lot of sort of like musical inspirations we draw from, and I feel like every song we make feels very different from any other song we've made. So in the sense that like every time we're starting to create new music, it's very much like a new experience from start to finish. Like this song is inspiring this, we're pulling from this band, we're thinking about this and this emotion, and like you go from like a song like Up in the Clouds, which is this very sort of like folksy Americana, we haven't played that yet, we'll play that eventually, to sort of like the first song we played, Garden, that's very sort of almost like shoegazy.
Yeah,
Lots of-
I read all these things with you guys, and I'm going. I can't wait to learn how all of this feeds together. There was something else on the website that I read, and I actually want to read it because when I read it, I stopped and I went back and I read it a second time, and I went, okay. I read it a third time. I had my own interpretation, but I'm actually wondering. It was when you got to the Water Will Dry EP, and I quote somebody in the room. I'm assuming. Somebody in the room. The Water Will Dry is both an affirmation of hope and a reflection on the sadness we can't seem to shake. It's all about finding beauty in the world, but failing to get through to its creator. It's about losing love and regretting missed opportunities. It's about the awareness that our world is drying, that in your lifetime you'll face insurmountable obstacles so far out of your control. Nothing lasts forever. One day the water will dry. But someday the storm passes over our head and the air smells clean and feels cool on your face. Don't let the rain worry you. The water will dry. And that came from somebody here. And when I read this, I went, it's intriguing to me and I have my own interpretation. But I want to know, with that much intention being put into a piece of art and music, like how did that develop into what the music was, or was it backwards?
David, I think you wrote that. Yeah.
Chase wrote
I
it,
did write
yeah.
Chase
Oh,
wrote that.
Chase
I
wrote
wasn't going
that.
to call it out. Very eloquent.
Yeah.
It is
Beautifully
It's-
written, yeah.
I hate to talk twice, but it was very, very backwards. We came up with that title, "The Water Will Dry." I was definitely taking it in that sort of more existential, type of negative sense, in a sense. And Joel took it and spun it like, oh no, like he heard me say that, and he was like, no, the water will dry. Like, you spill water, it's okay. The water's gonna dry, and like. That was just immediately when we heard that, we're like, oh, that's what this project is. And like a lot of those songs, I feel like those themes, I feel like Joel did all of the lyric writing. So I think a lot of that comes from him. Like a lot of sort of what I was talking about there was really coming from what like he sort of had to write. So
I might have an idea that maybe you'll play a couple of those tunes off that EP next.
okay.
I might have a little bit of that insider information. So I want to hear what we've just talked about. The show is yours. I'll see you in a little while.
Thank you. All right, the next one's called Up in the Clouds, little twang.
Yeah.
Rebecca, I'm sorry, I should have tried again. You need someone, and I need you again. There's a lot of things I know I'm gonna miss. Like white kisses, forgetting where I've been. I'm gonna miss the gray skies and the rain. And trees that grow so tall, I can't see where they end. I know I'll be swimming up in the clouds with everything I lost up until now. Well, while all of my friends settling down, and what does it take to turn my life around? I'm always asking life the tough ones. Like why are all the good bands in Chicago? Well, I want to see my breath in the cold, and my footprints in the snow. The light that shines in the darkness is all I've ever known. Well, I know I'll be swimming up in the clouds, everything I lost up until now. for me.
Thank you. All right, the next one was our lead single for the EP. It's called Record This.
Record this.
Record this.
Sorry.
Do you think of me? I'm alone. Well, I think you should. Let go of the sins you're choosing. Forget the ones you don't need. And I pray for you. I hope the Lord hears me. And I hate for you. I hope the Lord fears me. He took me out of heaven. To almost break it down. This feeling melts my skin. Can almost taste it now. I'm almost giving in. Feel the flames in the streets. It makes me walk with some speed. Let go of the sins you're choosing. Forget the ones you don't need. And I pray for you. Hope the Lord hears me. And I hate for you. I hope the Lord fears me. Can almost break it down. This feeling melts my skin. Can almost taste it now. I'm almost giving in. Almost giving in. Almost giving in. Almost giving in. Almost giving in.
It got really hot in here.
It did. It heated up. It heated up. I think it was that. I was gonna blame that on Carlos, but I think it's the entire band doing that. I really enjoy that song. I really enjoy. And you know what? You can
Thank
find you can find it on all of your favorite streaming platforms, Waybackers. Like it's all out there. It's doing its thing. So, hey guys, I heard that you had a website that isn't launched.
Where'd you hear that?
Yeah.
So, really, the reason I was getting into that at that point wasn't because of all the other cool stuff leading into that section of tunes, but it was, I wanted to ask you guys about your support system. First of all, how old are you guys, if I may? Like general, early 20s?
22 to 24.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm the oldest.
That is awesome. Yeah. Super awesome. I wanted to ask about your support system. And it's something that I do get into with a bunch of different bands because, it had to start somewhere, whether it be your background, your education, inspiration from your parents or an older brother or an uncle or whatever that is. And I really loved seeing the rest of the band listed on your website.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean, it was acknowledging all of the people that have put so much into what I'm assuming you guys are doing. And I would like somebody to jump on that because I think it's really important.
Yeah, the rest of the band part, I'll speak to that a little bit. That's been, at least for me, that's one of my favorite parts about doing this whole thing was the other creatives that we've got to meet, and they get excited about our stuff and we get excited about their stuff, and we're just kind of fanboying back and forth,
That's
and it's
how this
really
works.
you want to work with us,
Yeah.
same thing, and it's just been so awesome. Everyone's been such a pleasure to work with. I think we made an Instagram post with that, but it's on our website too. If anyone needs any creative help, we've gotten a list of
a lot of
people who are
people.
just the best. Yeah.
So does it go back originally to, is it parents or let's deal with
yeah.
you, Dave. You've got the mic, David.
Yes.
So is it parents? Is it brothers, sisters? Is it yourself?
Yeah, actually, my parents have always been so supportive of music to the extent that they let us come and practice for a few hours in their living room every single week.
Mr. and Mrs. Nelson.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Awesome.
We get dinner.
Much love.
You get dinner.
Yeah. But no, I mean that was we've had different rehearsal spaces from time to time, but we're back there, and that's where we started out, and that's where we learned to play together. While we were all locked down, not playing shows, we were just sitting in my parents' living room jamming. Whether we were playing our songs or if we just were making music for the sake of music.
Yeah.
Because we loved it, and they kind of gave us that space for that. So
And I think
love
all
you,
of
mom, dad.
all of our families too are super supportive of what we do, and my family's back in Texas, and
Okay.
they're all super musical. My sister's a band director, my dad's a phenomenal trumpet player. So they all understand, and they all really, really care about the stuff that we're doing, which is really, really cool.
Now, I love hearing all of that. And again, it was really nice because you do have a nice website. The professionalism you guys bring is really awesome for us to work with on this end. And so much information and looking at that support system in the back again, I just think it's, like you obviously do, I feel it's super important to acknowledge. How did we all get here? It wasn't by myself.
Right. No, not at all.
No, it takes a village, It's
really does.
I don't talk about enough what it takes to put on this show and the people involved, not only the immediate Studio B with Kat and Jake, but all the people in the background doing stuff and all of the bands. I am absolutely, awesome. You guys are sounding great.
No, thank you.
You
Thank
guys,
you.
you're gonna shoegaze a
Hey,
little
it's
more.
not just
or are
us,
we-
Remember that Jake and Kat are doing
Jake,
some
Kat,
good
Studio.
work
No,
over
look,
there.
The rest
without
of the
them, I
band.
couldn't.
The rest of the bands.
Studio B.
I've said it before, and I won't get into a long story, but the first night, the first session, I thought I could do everything myself, and boy, was I wrong, seriously wrong, like a lot of wrongs. Okay, so look, we can find you on all of our social media, favorite social platforms, right? So the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the YouTubes, then streaming. We've got Spotify. We've got all of this. Go find you there. We should definitely check in with Studio B one more time. Studio B, are you out there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hiya.
hey. Hi.
Yeah.
What's going on?
We had a really great question. You should ask them about the connection between TWWD and the album cover. Very symbolic.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so audience, well done.
And that was from Sydney.
I wouldn't have even had this question. So yeah, take it away.
This album cover was very, very different. Our first project, we went the art style. and we got a really great artist to draw that based on the concept. And this one was our friend Rob. We went out to Flagstaff with him. And
Shout out, Rob.
Yeah, Rob is great. Really just makes us look good all the time, you know. And so he
Gotta have those friends.
Yeah, and so we were like kind of going for pictures of us and like a photo shoot, but then through that day, we kind of just were super inspired by, and he was very inspired by just the scenery and what it looked like there. And I think that because of the things that we talk about on this album, Joel wrote a lot about nature and about that kind of stuff. And so Rob just really took influence and inspiration from that.
And see, that's you talking about those additional collaborators within a project that don't, they might not be on stage, but without them, you can't tell your story the way you need. It takes a lot of people to do this stuff. Well done, Rob.
Yeah.
And just to, because I don't even know if it was super intentional on his part, but that specific photo, that lake, Lake Mary, has dried up a ton over the past 2 decades.
The photo was taken like in a quite literally dried up lake where stuff had started to grow,
Yeah.
started to become beautiful again. But
And then you see like the gorgeous clouds in the background, but then right in front of you, it's just like mud.
Yeah.
And it's
I might be very familiar with a full Lake Mary.
oh yeah,
It resonates with me.
yeah.
And then-
Absolutely resonates. Yes?
Michelangelo Cazzo played Jangler over and over, all throughout it. So I just
No.
spamming chat.
I'm not allowed to read comments anymore. It happened like a while ago, a few episodes back, we decided it was best for me not to be reading the comments, but I might sneak a peek every now and again, and there was lots of Jangler there. It was
that's his favorite
was-
song.
There's been a really fun thing with the horseplay and whatnot, having fun, and dogpiling, and they all seem to have good hand strength and
Dude,
solid builds. And
I don't know where this is
perhaps
going. I don't know where this is going,
backgrounds
but
in
Is this a football game or us?
I don't know. I'm jumping in right now. Studio B, is there anything else you need to share with us tonight?
That's it. We're done.
Okay, so I want to know a last couple of few things. Where can we see you next? Live. Out.
We're taking a little break.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
taking a little break. Probably in the new year. We're looking to get some shows in January or February, but want to
Yeah.
take December to spend time with family.
Yep, nope, it's that time of year. And we will, since you brought that up, Waybackers, we've got one show. The season finale will be next week. Hopefully you will be with us for Hieroglyph. But yeah, no, it is that time of year. So what about any upcoming recording projects or anything we need to be in the know about?
We're writing.
Okay.
We're definitely writing new stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys
We-
have
we've
been
got a
very
batch.
active. There is a lot of material out there. You've been pushing it out for everybody. Everybody appreciates that, so we can assume that you need to take time to write more before you can give it to us.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. Waybackers, real quick, next week will be our season finale. We've been stoked to have DeathPop on the show tonight. Hieroglyph will be here next week, and it's going to be pretty, I don't even know. But it should be pretty awesome and crazy. And it'll be a thing. So I want to ask the magical question to DeathPop, like the big one of the night.
Let's hear it.
Did you guys find Bob Ross?
Oh,
Okay, that
I
wasn't even
haven't.
the question. That wasn't even. Oh! Chase has him. I think he might be going home into your pocket.
I think he might be.
I think he had an unfair advantage.
I spotted it before I think David and Joel were even here. It's really unfair.
I know you didn't. That's why I wanted to go change it, and then I got sidetracked with too many things, and I went, nah, I didn't get Bob Ross moved. So, okay, well, that wasn't even the question. I wanted to ask, can you give us one last tune, boys?
we can do you one better.
Yeah.
Okay, what would that be?
2 in 1.
The show is yours.
Tune.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be here all night.
All right, I'm going to start.
Yeah, you go.
Feeling down now, but Can you save me the trouble of breaking my heart? I can do that without your help. There's always more than one story to tell. There's always more than one way to bring me down. Well, I've wasted so much time. Wasted so much time. Oh, chase those years back down. I know that I'm the one who asked you to go, 'cause I never could stand the way that things are. And I loved you, I really did. But I hate myself for who I was and who I am. There's always more than one story to tell. There's always more than one way to bring me down. Well, I've wasted so much time keeping you around. I've wasted so much time. Chase those years back down. I've wasted so much you're a typewriter. I'm just a boy who thinks he knows what you're worth. Thank you.
Whoa! You guys sure know how to take us out. You guys sure know how to take us out. Thank you, all of our waybackers. Johnny Narwhal, thanks for tuning in. Michelangelo, I will pass on the awesome shout out about the sound to Mr. Jake in Studio B. Thank you very much for tuning in. Waybackers, you know how this goes. We will see you next week for the season finale with Hieroglyph. Becky King, I also wanted to say some pretty good comments there. Thank you. We are going to turn all the cameras around, leave all the mics up. We're going to drop a needle on an album. And you know what? I think I'm going to do this for the rest of the season. I'm going to drop a needle on the Sarah Robinson Band in honor and tribute to my good friend PC, who left us a month ago or so. And we will be back next week as we kick the cans out of the parking lot and talk about what an amazing night we just had. Waybackers, thank you. We will see you next week. Cheers from the way back.
Woo! Yeah.
Thank you so much, way back.
Thank you, way back.
Good job.
Come on, DJ.
It's a house down, period.
Thank you.
And that's how it's done.
That was awesome.
That's how
That was
it's
great. Wet. Thank you, man. This was so fun. We've been wanting to do this for so long. Thank you. Thanks
No,
for making it happen.
takes time.
Yeah.
Takes time.
Yeah. Good shit. One of the best guitars I've ever played. Seriously.
So we are still live. Oh, people are watching. No. So we're like, if you want to sing or talk or do anything, let's open the door and let's get the show.
Thank you, Johnny Narwhal. I can't which camera to look at. It was nice meeting you that night. GoPro. I'm gonna show, honestly, he's still tuned in. Got your sticker, man.
Yeah, well, grab my hat. We can't do.
Oh,
You can't show me up, man.
Right, no,
You
yeah.
gotta-
Cheers, guys. We're a couple of narwhalers. Yeah.
We are.
Also, we played with these guys
You know
at
the
Alibi
Joeys?
House. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were great.
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
Joeys.
they're awesome.
They're outstanding.
Yeah, they're wild.
They are
dude.
well put together.
They're awesome. Such young guys. I feel like I'm great. They sound like
16, 17,
no way. Dude, they sounded amazing. Wow.
There she is. We're always waiting for the studio cat to come in and make an appearance. Where'd she go?
Right there.
Oh,
She just wants to get on that pedal board.
she's like,
She's a gearhead.
yeah, what's going on?
No, she's a gear snob, not me.
Yeah.
The cat's the gear snob.
Shelby always makes an appearance at the end of the night. Good show, right? Yeah,
A little bit. Yeah, I kind of went up that there.
And you know what? I appreciate you two in particular doing what you do because that makes we can't separate without that. And some
Oh, DI? Is that what
been-
you're referencing?
yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you
I
see
can
where
fuck
I'm
on mine
coming
all,
from.
yeah.
And I'm a hardcore traditionalist, but it's like
In such a small space, it just makes so much more sense.
It's like when bands listen and go, hey, you know, our experience over, you know, thousands of hours of doing this is this. And when people listen, this way. Yeah, it's like
Brought my Marshall head.
yeah, it's like
alive. The mic's alive.
anyway. I mean, who am I? I got the Marshall in the room.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it really, I think that there was a whole lot that goes into that, making it so clean, and the audience just looks lovely.
Thank you.
And you guys, when you go home and hopefully watch it, and see how it
I'm
goes.
The other thing we really wanted, we don't have a live version of that second to last song. We play that different live than we do on the record.
On the record,
So we wanted it to sound great tonight.
And we wanted to release that jam in some way for so long.
So
When
now,
we end the feed, we'll pop back and take a look at it.
yeah,
Let's see how it sounds.
that might be an idea.
It might be.
Might be an idea.
An idea.
An
Let's
idea.
see.
Yeah, I couldn't have pushed your vocals like that with amps.
Dude, no, and it sounded like Jake, really, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I love because of that. I didn't have to be on the mic for my part, which I love the way that sounds. Like it was just so great.
Everything's better.
Yep. We can get into
Take a
some
bomb
Trello.
rip on Jam.
Dude.
Dude, this is where the
Waybackers, thank you again. We love having you guys with us. We'll see you next week. And yeah, cheers again. Appreciate everything from each of you.
I just realized I did not send work on my own parents.
I sent it to them at the last second.
I should have thought to text them